Hey guys, welcome to today's live stream. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing? Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me okay. Um, and then for those of you requesting closed caption, please let me know if it works now. I got yelled at the other day. I got yelled at. Someone's like, I can't watch. I need closed captions." So I went ahead and let me just make sure my settings are okay. I always make sure my settings are always good to go, so just double check. Yeah. All right. It looks like they're on. They're on my end, but yeah, let me know if something's not working properly. I'll try to fix it on the spot. But welcome everybody. I hope everybody's doing okay. We are going to be watching Mackenzie Shirilla today. It has been requested. I have been wanting to do it, to be completely honest, because it's everywhere. And since we love to talk about crazy people and narcissists on this channel, this is a perfect case for that because we are dealing with extreme narcissists here. We're not only talking about the perpetrator herself, but we're also talking about her parents. And this is a perfect case for that. So, yeah, thank you to our members for voting for this live stream for today. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. We are going to be watching this from Court TV. So if you haven't done so, go ahead and check them out. They're amazing. They post all of the raw footage, amazing commentary as well. And so, yeah, this is where we're going to be watching from Court TV. And then go ahead and give them a like as well. Um, but yeah, we are going to be learning about this case together. So for those of you who are new to it, we're going to be here. We're going to be watching this video and learning all of the main details about the case and just watching the behavior of these people because it gets crazy. It is so crazy. You know, dealing with narcissists, we already know, right? So, yeah, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Thank you to my mods for being here. Hey, Tammy. Hey, VDub. I always have an issue with VDub. I just want to say VDub. Is it cool if I just call you VDub? Just VDub. It just always gets me the beep. I always want to say peep. Okay, yeah, let's get into it.
There were 3 people inside this Toyota Camry when it crashed. 2 of them did not survive, 19-year-old Davion Flanagan and 20-year-old Dominic Russo. But the 3rd passenger, a 17-year-old girl who was driving, did survive. Her name is Mackenzie Shirilla. And after that crash, Mackenzie was on social media, on TikTok, and it made people absolutely furious.
I'm not even cool. I'm just one of those girls that can do a lot of drugs and not die.
Shortly after being released from the hospital, the police were provided additional videos of the defendant from her wheelchair as she attended a concert down in the flats.
Prosecutors say what happened to that car was not...
What? She went to a concert in her wheelchair after the crash? We're not even going to call it an accident because I don't think it's an accident. Now, the reason that this is everywhere right now, for those of you who don't know, it's because Netflix made a documentary, as they do with all cases. They made a documentary about this, and since the documentary, there have been talks about, I don't know, looking into this case a little deeper, maybe going for a retrial. Who knows? Hopefully not. But from what I've seen, it does not look like it was an accident at all. This was, it was intentional. It was intentional, and parts of it do seem that they were premeditated. I'm not entirely, I don't know, about maybe the premeditation, but definitely she knew that it was going to happen at that turn. So if that's premeditation, then yes, it was premeditated. But you guys let me know what you think. I think she is exactly where she deserves to be, and she's dangerous. I don't think that she should be let out. She's dangerous. She can't control her emotions. She's very impulsive. And so even if, I don't know, even if she's not, like the other murderers that we cover on this channel, she's definitely dangerous. I mean, who knows? She can do this again to someone else. Let's continue.
An accident. It was murder. Mackenzie drove the Camry 100 miles per hour into a wall because she was fighting with Dominic, her boyfriend. And the sound of that fatal crash was captured by a surveillance camera. Mackenzie was prosecuted and convicted of 4 counts of murder. But now everyone's taking a second look at the case because of a new Netflix documentary entitled The Crash. So is there actual evidence of murder, or was this a prosecution fueled by social media outrage? And will Mackenzie Shirilla ever get out of prison?
I don't think it was a social media outrage. Not at all. I mean, when we get into it, you guys are going to see how crazy and entitled these people are. And we're not just talking about Mackenzie, we're talking about her parents. Her parents are probably worse than she is. I've said this before. I'm like, the reason that she is the way she is because of her parents. If you listen to her parents, what they say, and even the prison phone calls, we're going to listen to all of that. Oh my God, it gets bad. But let's continue.
When documentaries like this come out, there's often what I call Netflix outrage, where the community just responds in one direction or another. In this case, involving this 17-year-old at the time who killed 2 of her friends in that car, it has not been good for her. It's been a visceral, negative response to Mackenzie and her family.
Yeah.
But we're going to go beyond the emotion.
Again, not for no reason. These people are not getting hate just because. They're getting hate because of the things they say. They take no responsibility for their actions.
Here and take a look at the evidence to answer the question, was justice served? I'm Vinny Politan.
I think
Let's
so.
investigate.
Exactly, McRuley. She says she passed out. BS, how do you speed if you're unconscious? Exactly. You don't. Let's go ahead and fast forward here.
But Mackenzie Shirilla did survive. She was the one behind the wheel. And it's the early morning hours. She's coming back. She's got her boyfriend in there and another friend with them. And this crash, this violent crash, results in the loss of young life, which is difficult enough. But then when you start peeling back the layers and look at what happened here, that's where the outrage really begins in this case. And while it's hard to believe that anyone could survive that crash, to me, it's harder to believe what happened after the crash.
Yeah.
With Mackenzie Shirilla going on social media, sort of oblivious to the gravity of all of this.
Yeah.
2 people's lives are gone young, violent, unnecessarily, as a result of your actions.
Yeah. Dominic was 20. Davion was 19. She was 17 at the time. She took their lives, and then she goes to a concert in a wheelchair. She goes on with her life. She's like, yeah, I mean, it was an accident. Anyway, let me go to this concert. You see her even texting. Like, she's just living her life. She was not going to miss that concert for anything in the world. And then this is the worst part. We're going to listen to the mom talk about that very specific concert, about how her daughter was so depressed. Oh, she's so depressed. She spent so many days crying. I was the one who told her to go to the concert. Oh, don't blame it on her. Blame it on me. It's so insane. And the judge makes the right call, and we're gonna see it. It's so crazy. The judge steps in. I respect that judge for calling out the mom. This is the mom that's saying this. But yeah, let's continue.
Whether you believe you're a murderer or not, you're the one behind the wheel.
Yes.
You're the one with your foot on the gas. And in this case, that became so much of the headline, was who this young woman was as this sort of social media vain teenager, and then the continuation of that after this double fatal crash caused by her.
Yeah.
So now you've got to try to figure out, well, how does this happen and what was going on here? Because we're talking about a murder case. And murder, you have to prove it beyond any and all reasonable doubt. So we get into this relationship that
Let me just pause it real quick. See, the thing about this murder case is that Mackenzie is claiming it was an accident because of a condition that she supposedly has, POTS is what she's calling it. And the family decided to go for a bench trial instead of a jury trial because they actually believed that the judge would go easy on her. And that is the sense of entitlement and delusion that comes from these people. It's so crazy. It is crazy. I think I saw earlier in the chat somebody ask, "Is it worse than the Watts?" They're the same. They're the same. I don't know if they're worse. I don't think either of them are worse. They are both equally bad, I think. It's so crazy how they don't read the room. They just say these things and they don't realize that they're the victims of, the family's victims are there and they just say the most ridiculous things. It's so crazy. Let's continue.
Mackenzie had with Dominic, her boyfriend. And it was a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
They're young. He's 20, she's 17. There are fights. There's jealousy. There's all of that like a lot of teenagers experience. But some of the evidence in this case goes beyond that. Allegations that Mackenzie Shirilla, prior to this crash, had made threats in the past about crashing the car. So a pattern of behavior. Like this is something that's in her mind. And what's in your mind is crucial in a murder case. It's your state of mind is what's being prosecuted, your intent.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's intent. That's what's being prosecuted here. Because we're talking about a toxic relationship, and there's so much evidence that it was toxic. I mean, this was a girl that was unhinged. She was unhinged. Okay. I'm just going to say she's very young, very naive, but that doesn't excuse her behavior at all. But there's just a lot of fighting, constant fighting between them. And she already in the past threatened to crash the car. So it's nothing at all like POTS, what she's calling him. I mean, definitely on pot. Definitely that. But it's not POTS. It's not a medical condition if she has already tried to crash the vehicle numerous times and she has threatened to crash the vehicle. If people around her knew that she was a psycho and that she drives like a bat out of hell, they're not going to even get in the car with her because they're like, don't get in the car with Mackenzie. She's crazy. If people know that, then they already know that she is unstable. She's unhinged. She's a danger and she should have never been behind the wheel of a car. Oh, let's continue.
And in this case, is this a tragic accident or is this murder? That's always been what it's about. So where is the evidence, that the jury wants that can take you inside that car at the time of the crash? It's the black box.
Oh.
It's the data from the black box.
Oh.
And this is really this is what it comes
5
down to.
seconds?
Sometimes you don't need a mountain of evidence. You just need that piece of evidence that speaks a mountain of evidence, if you know what I mean. There can be that one little piece. Like in the Idaho 4 case, it was the DNA on the snap of that knife sheath. That's all prosecutors needed. That's all they needed. That told the story about who was in there on that night, taking the lives of 4 innocent people. So now we've got to get inside the car, inside that Camry. And the story that is told by that black box is that the foot is depressed for 5 seconds all the way down.
Oh my God.
She is gunning it all the way for 5 seconds, never swerves away from the wall, never attempts to put on the brakes.
Yeah.
That, to me, that paints a picture of someone who is angry, vindictive, and is acting purposefully.
Yep. Intentionally. Yep.
And has
Exactly. It was not a Tesla, it was a Toyota Camry. Yeah, it was a Camry. This is exactly it. If you passed out, you're not gonna put your whole foot on the pedal. You're not going to gas it for 5 whole seconds. And she didn't try to swerve. She didn't try to hit on the brakes. This was intentional for 5 seconds, going at 100 miles an hour into a building. And she was the only one who was wearing a seatbelt. Hmm. That is definitely intentional, in my opinion. You guys let me know. Yeah. Yeah, she did not press on the brake. Exactly, Erikisa. Uh, she's crazy. Thank God she can never drive again. Yeah. Hopefully, right? I mean, she got 15 to life, so she'll be eligible for parole in 15 years. Don't let her drive. Take her license.
There's one thing in mind. I'm taking this car
Oh
and
my
I am crashing it
goodness.
like I threatened to do in the past. And I'm going to do it now. And the proof is in that black box.
Oh, I haven't seen these photos.
And there's additional evidence here in this case about what happened. Because this is part of it is caught on camera. Surveillance cameras who are there. So I want to take a look at the first one. And there's 2 videos, and they together they tell a story of what is happening. Let's begin with the first one. This is a right-hand turn that is being made.
This is
5:34 a.m. Okay.
So she's driving normally
Cars
here.
approaching the Toyota Camry. Blinker is on. A normal turn. There is nothing going on there out of the ordinary. As a matter of fact, it might be out of the ordinary to put your blinker on when there's no one else on the road. Some people don't do that.
Exactly.
That was done there.
Yeah, I thought that too. That's so crazy. You read my mind. I'm like, why would she put the blinker on? There's nobody on the road. It's 5 in the morning. But then she drives at 100 miles an hour into a wall. I'm surprised she survived. That car is completely destroyed. You can't even tell it's a car. It's mangled completely. A piece of the car actually ended up on the roof of the building. That is how insanely fast she was going. 100 miles an hour, and she survived? She survived that. I mean, even with a seatbelt, I would. Oh, God. Did you see the car is like completely smashed in? Oh, my God.
The next video tells a completely different story. This is just before the crash. You will see the car go by. And then you will hear the aftermath as this car is now pinned, that gas pedal all the way down, 100 miles an hour.
Oh, my God.
Absolute heartbreak. Can't imagine what it's like in the trial for the family of those 2 young men.
I have a hard time believing that she didn't want to live. She was wearing a seatbelt. I don't know. It's a very irrational thing that she did. I don't really even know how to explain it really. I don't know. I can probably compare it as close as possible to my sister when she was younger. If she's watching. Yeah, it was a lot of craziness. Getting mad and then just getting in the car and flying away and just acting crazy. But I mean, again, it's very reckless behavior. I don't know if she was trying to unalive herself because again, if she was trying to, she wouldn't have been wearing a seatbelt. And I think she was wearing a seatbelt. Again, I don't know, right? I don't know. I'm really trying to put myself in her head. At that age, right? She's 19. She's unhinged. She's entitled. Her family, the way her parents raised her, she has always been completely entitled, a little spoiled brat. And she's getting mad at her boyfriend. And she's done this before. I still think it's crazy though that she was driving at 100 miles an hour and she didn't think rationally that she could also die. That is where I'm having a hard time. So yeah, I that's where I'm having a hard time. I don't know. I don't know. It's such a weird thing because even my sister would have not, like, she would know, like, I'm not going to do that. Like, yeah, she was unhinged, but she never attempted anything like this because that is very reckless. And yeah, you could die. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this? Irrational anger? Yes. Ugh, it is. It's just all so awful. Did she purposely hit that corner of the building first? Think she'd be okay, I wonder. I don't know. It's hard to put oneself inside that head if you've never been so careless of human life and an entitled brat. Yeah, very true. Yeah, very true. Very true, just Josie. Exactly. It is very hard to put yourself in the head of somebody who's a completely entitled, spoiled brat. It's so hard. I don't know. I don't know. But it was definitely intentional, and she was wearing a seatbelt, so she survived because of that. So I don't think she was trying to unalive herself. That's just my opinion.
But it's the reality of what happened, captured on camera. So how do you go from that right-hand turn to that? It's what's going on inside that car. And whatever the conversation was, whatever the argument was, whatever perhaps jealousy, whatever it was, caused her to take her right foot, put that gas pedal all the way down for 5 seconds. Not for a second and then, oh,
Yeah.
no, it's all the way down. It is gunned for 5 seconds. And that's how prosecutors are able to get into the intent of this 17-year-old young girl. Now,
A Camry goes really fast. Yeah. I've never owned a Camry, but my parents owned a Camry. That's all they drive. And it goes really, really fast. 5 seconds. I mean, that's a long time when you think about it. 5 seconds and you're gunning it. You're picking up speed going at 100. And then it looks like she swerves out and then goes straight into the wall. How irrational do you have to be to do that? How angry. Oh my God. Gosh, she's crazy. It's a miracle she survived.
I've got more to show you, which is the arrest video of Mackenzie Shirilla. And as we watch this, again, put everything into context, what has happened here. You just saw the crash. She survived that. She was taken to the hospital. She survived. But the two passengers did not survive. They were dead at the scene. After that crash, it took 45 minutes for anyone to respond. It was a good Samaritan that saw the crash. There was no crash and then all of a sudden someone calls 911. It's the early morning hours. There's no one there. There's no one there.
Yeah, it took like 45 minutes or something for somebody to see the crash. They were there for 45 whole minutes. Oh my God. Rox, you got to check out the phone calls from prison. They have all of the calls between her and her mom. Oh my God, yes. I've been listening to some here and there. When I'm like cleaning or doing something else in my living room. And it is so crazy the things that I hear. God. This is what I mean about entitlement. It's like these people, they really do believe that they are the main character of their story. That's the thing about narcissists is that they think that they are the main character always, always. They think the world and everything that happens around them is because of what they are supposed to experience, right? If they see a crash and they see somebody fly out of a car, they're like, "Oh, that happened so that I can figure out what to do with my future." It's something so ridiculous like that. It's like things happen around me so that I can learn from it. How absolutely delusional and selfish do you have to be to think this way? God. There was something else. I read something here earlier. Somebody said, Sherry, the Shirilla family is narcissistic, vile, and evil. They created the monster, the daughter that the world has to deal with. Yeah, because because you, mom, and dad Shirilla created the evil, vile, spoiled brat. Yes, absolutely. And we're gonna hear all of the insanity that they talk to one another. And even the dad. The dad, he was a teacher and he got fired, I believe. He got let go from his job because of the ridiculous things that he was saying. Trash Panda Mom, wrecking the car was a common threat for her. She was leaning towards the center console too, which I think saved her. She was hoping to live and only asked about Davion, not Dom. Really? I did not know that. She only asked about Davion? And yes, and as we know, somebody here earlier mentioned it as well that this is a person who was afraid to get left. She did not want to get left by her boyfriend. Dom was already thinking about breaking it off with her because, again, she's very unstable. And a lot of these people, they tend to lash out when they feel that they are being abandoned. Again, I can compare this to even my own life. My mom would lash out every time that she felt that I would leave. She lashed out when I joined the Marines. She very, very much lashed out. When I joined the Marines, she realized, oh, she's leaving. She's leaving my household forever. I'm not going to be able to control her under my roof anymore. And so she absolutely lashed out by telling me that I'm not going to make it. She's like, you're not going to make it. No, you're too weak. You're not going to make it at all. And I'm going to laugh at your face when you fail and you come back home. Of course, I did not fail. I went on and I left and I never came back ever. Never, never, never. But anyway, that's what people do, right? They lash out. And similar to this case, we saw that Mackenzie would lash out every time that Dom threatened to leave her. And she would also lash out by threatening to unalive herself as well. It's very manipulative. This is how they do it. They threaten you by just telling you that they're going to do something to you, but they also threaten them. They threaten you with unaliving themselves as a way of manipulating you emotionally so that you don't leave them. Very, very sick, vile, disgusting behavior from these people. Oh God. Yes, Tammy, I showed her for sure. Oh man. Yeah, no, my mom is a true narcissist. Yeah, I've been trying to force her to get to a hospital. Trying to force her through my parents, right, or through my dad, to go to the hospital because I do want her to get diagnosed with something. And it's not even just for me, it's for her. It's for her own mental health. It's for her own um relationships with others, right? It's so that she can be okay in her relationships with friends, with my siblings who still live with her own husband who still has to deal with her, right? My dad. Um it's for her own good and she just doesn't do it, but she is definitely a narcissist or at least bipolar, one of those two. And I think that when it comes to Mackenzie, she also displays a lot of those traits where it seems like she has either narcissistic personality disorder or bipolar disorder. There's a lot of things going on here. A lot of things going on. But anyway, let's continue.
Let's take a look now. Mackenzie Shirilla getting arrested.
Where's she? Right back there, pal.
Getting arrested.
Hi, Mackenzie. Step out for me. I'm Detective Jesus. I'm the one who's been investigating the crash. You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2, okay? Nobody's gonna ask you any questions. Nobody's gonna bother you. Can I have your key, please?
Could you please be careful taking this one off so it doesn't break the bracelet, please?
You got it. You got it. No.
Thank you.
You got it.
The bracelet.
Okay. Just keep your
She's
hands
never
right
gonna.
here.
She's never gonna wear that bracelet at all. What? She cares about her bracelet. Look at all the bracelets she's wearing. She's very young. Oh my God. She looks like a little girl. She's super young.
I'm not gonna tighten these, okay? I don't want to hurt you. We're gonna watch your head going in.
Hold it there for one moment. I want to give you a little more context. This is months later. So getting inside the mind of a 17-year-old, right? You're involved in a fatal crash. She turned 18 shortly thereafter.
Yeah, she's a kid.
2 people died. You're behind the wheel and nothing happens to you.
Yeah.
You continue to live your life. You go on TikTok. Like, is there any sense of again, the gravity, the reality of what you've done and the taking of responsibility?
Not only that, but she's claiming that she loved her boyfriend, right? If you love someone that much, wouldn't you be devastated because they're gone? We're not even talking about an accident. Oh, because it was my friends. No, she's saying that she was absolutely head over heels in love with Dom. She even says that had this not happened, they would probably be married by now. Oh my God, can you imagine? Don't, please. Don't anybody marry this psychopath. Please. Was it hormones because she was young? I don't know. See, that's the thing. The thing is, I don't want to blame it on youth because we're all young. We were all young, all of us, each and every one of us. We were all young and we didn't all do these things. Yeah, we all went through our hormonal changes. Yeah, some of us, of course, we all went through that. We all went through some hormonal changes. We're all crazy in our youth, but not like this. Not to the point where you crash your vehicle, you murder 2 people, and then you go on TikTok like nothing happened. That's crazy. I mean, even if she did this on purpose, but then she showed remorse, and then she's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this happened. I loved him. I loved Davion. All these things." But she's not showing any of that. The thing is that she did this and then went on and she's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go to this concert. I'm gonna go on TikTok. I'm gonna pretend like nothing happened. Yes, I'm sad." Oh. And then it goes on, continues living with her life. That's what's so strange about this. And that's why it's more than just her irrational behavior because she was young. It's definitely more than that. It's narcissism. I don't even know what else to say about it. It's entitlement. She just didn't think that anything would happen.
I think this is the first moment of truth for her when you're thrown into handcuffs and you're told you're being charged with murder. All right, it doesn't get more serious than that.
Yeah.
But does she fully comprehend all that? Does she feel and hold any sense of responsibility for what happened here?
No.
I think, again, that gets back to that visceral response from the public and how they responded to this video as well.
No. I mean, when you're 17, you know that what you did is wrong. I mean, when you're 17, you know that driving at 100 miles an hour into a wall could kill someone. She's not 10. I mean, even as a 10-year-old, I think you would know that. As a 17-year-old, to not feel any remorse because her boyfriend of 4 years is dead and she was the one who did it, that is more than just youth. That is not just, because she's just young. She doesn't understand the gravity of what happened. She's not a baby. She's 17 years old. 17. How does she not know that her boyfriend of 4 years is dead because of her and her not feel that? No.
Let's continue.
Let's continue.
It's just like...
God, look at her. She's so pathetic. What?
Came right by the black net.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm just watching how pathetic she's walking. It's not because she is hurt or anything. She's like, "Oh, I'm finally going to be held accountable for one of my actions." That is so insane. That's why she's doing that. She's trying to gain sympathy from the cops. Oh, look at me. I'm just 17. Feel sorry for me. Come on. It just makes me feel less sorry for her because she's obviously just acting here. Look at Just keep watching.
Straightforward. Yep. Until that door. Click on that yellow line and just face the wall.
Okay, Mackenzie, I'm gonna take your handcuffs off. I need like all the jewelry and everything to come off, okay?
I can't wear any of it.
No, I need you to take it off while you're in jail right now.
I can't wear these.
Now, unfortunately, everything's gonna have to come off right now once we know, when the detective comes back and we know for sure what's going on. Everything's gonna be bagged up here. It's not going anywhere.
She's crying more for her bracelets than she cried for her boyfriend and her friend. I can't wear these? No. The humanity. Oh my God. This is so... I'm running out of words. I'm running out of words. But when we get to the parents, you'll understand why. You'll understand why she's acting this way. It's because her parents coddled her whole life. She never actually thought that she could go to prison. That's what's wrong with her. The real issue here is not youth. It's not hormones. No. It's that she really believed that she could get away with something like this because she didn't actually understand the meaning of consequences. That's what's wrong with her. She doesn't understand consequence because she has never had to feel consequence. She's 17. She wasn't properly disciplined. Of course, I'm not saying, but what I mean is you have to raise your children to be able to adapt and be able to live amongst the rest of us, society. You have to be able to raise people to be empathetic of others, right? To be understanding, to be able to get along with the rest of society. We're living in a world with other people. You have to raise people to understand, to respect others. And that's the issue here. She doesn't realize, oh shit, this is actually real. I can actually go to prison. Oh my God, me? But my parents always told me that I was a little princess. How is this even possible? Oh, that's okay. They'll rescue me. And I read earlier, Little Acorn said that her mom tried to be her friend. Yeah, that was the problem, is that her mom wasn't being a mom. She was being her best friend and not giving her any consequences to her behavior, whether she was unhinged, unstable, treating people like crap. You have to put a stop to that at a very early age. If they just keep going, they're going to think, oh, I can just do this out in society as well. That's the issue, in my opinion. Yeah, she finally threw a fatal temper tantrum. Exactly, cowboy. Exactly. Oh my God, that is perfectly put. A fatal temper tantrum. She had a temper tantrum that finally led to real consequences, but it shouldn't have gotten to this point. That's the thing. This could have been prevented. All of this could have been prevented. Hi, Miss Sunshine. Hello from Germany. Hi. She had the worst lawyer. I live in the county. My God. Yeah, this is her reality now, and she can't stand it. She's crying because she's about to lose her bracelet. I can't take this in. But I made it myself. Look at the beads. They're so cute. I can't wear it. Ugh. Come on. It's a bracelet, lady. 2 people are dead because of you, and you're crying over a bracelet?
Sorry, this is just like one of those, which is really hard to get off.
That's fine, take your time.
What are the green, are those extensions, clips? You're going to need to
I
take
can't
those
take
out.
them out. They're like in my, they're like thin.
Okay.
Unless you have pliers, we can get them out.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
The response to that video wasn't great. Now, is it evidence of anything? Is it evidence of a mindset? Is it evidence of a lack of care for the victims in the case?
Yeah.
To me, that's not clear one way or the other.
To me, it is.
She doesn't come off as necessarily very sympathetic, but a lot of this, again, is clouded by the fact of her other actions and this public response to this young woman who's become public enemy number one in all of this.
No, I don't think it's clouded. No, I don't think so. She's not showing any remorse or anything because she doesn't feel it. She doesn't feel it. I don't think she feels it. Not at all. Clippers would take that. Clippers would take that out of her hair. Yeah, just take some scissors. She's like, oh no, they're in my scalp. God. Let's continue.
So now prosecutors have to proceed with the case. And you've got to try the case. And what was really surprising to me in terms of how this proceeded was it became a bench trial. A bench trial in front of the judge. So one judge making the decision rather than a jury of your peers. Now, in my history at CourtTV, I've seen defendants make this choice, not hundreds of times, but maybe dozens of times through the years.
Thank you so much, Dragon Onion. Thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Here we go. Let's celebrate. Dragon Onion says, my mom was much like yours. Neither my friend or my mother acted like I was a competition. Yeah, but I still didn't turn out like this. So that's something to be grateful for. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. See, that's the thing is when you are raised by when you're raised by a mom who is either your enemy or your friend, or they treat you like your competition, you're gonna end up with issues. You're gonna end up with issues. Okay, it's inevitable. But that's part of growing up, right? That's part of learning, learning about yourself and learning about your own upbringing. Is that when you are introspective, you end up realizing, oh, I don't want to be like this. And so you end up trying to do something about it. For me, it was therapy. Okay. Of course, I'm not perfect at all. There were a lot of traits that I noticed in myself that I didn't like in myself. And it was because a lot of them was very much like my mom. Especially when I was younger, I don't know, I was very just mean and nasty at times, to my partners and to just friends if they didn't do the things and that I wanted them to do at the time that I needed them to do it. I would realize that I would be like, "Oh my God, like, can you just do it, right?" And then I noticed, why am I acting like this? And of course, it takes many, many years of, noticing the way that you're acting and seeing how your actions affect others for you to realize, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Or I feel like shit doing this to other people. So that's when you take action. For me, it was therapy. Like I said, I've been in therapy for a little over 5 years now. And it's because I felt weird. I just didn't like the way that I felt about myself. I didn't like the way that my relationship was going with my family. And so I had to take a step back and realize, okay, I need to figure this out for myself. And I mean, that's what people need to do. In this case, though, Mackenzie is 17. So it's going to take her a while for her to eventually get there. But for the parents, though, I mean, if you're a parent and you're going to have children, you should probably go to therapy before you have them. I would have definitely benefited from my mom going to therapy before having me. Not just my mom, my dad too. They should have both gone to therapy before having children. There's just certain things you got to fix. I wouldn't even say fix, but just work on. Again, we're not perfect. None of us are. And you can't fix things, all the way, but you can at least work on them. You can work on yourself. You can work on how you talk to people, how you treat other people. You can work on patience. That was one, for me, it was patience. I just had no patience. I have a lot of patience now. And the Marine Corps also helped me with patience. The Marines really helped me. The military helped me with patience. So yeah, it's just growing up and just knowing the effects that you have on others. The Edge of Chairs, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Celebrate. Thank you for the super chat. The Edge of Chair says, taking her bracelets is just cruel and unusual punishment. That poor girl. It is cruel and unusual punishment. No, not my blue bracelet. Not this one. I made this one myself. I got all of the little beads from Michael's. I spent $5 on them. Please don't. Yeah, that's cruel and unusual punishment for her. Thank you so much. That's funny. Ratitude, welcome. Welcome to Silver. Welcome to members. Yay. We gotta celebrate. Welcome. That's why I became a medical personnel and security to help people. Aw, Tammy. Yeah, Tammy is well, I don't want to say EMS, but yeah, medical personnel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your service. Yeah, my brother is he has gotten into medical as well. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just learning about yourself. I'm also very proud of my brother for starting therapy too. Just to throw that out there. So if he's watching this, I'm proud of you, bro. Doing therapy, that's good, especially for him because he still has to live with my mother. He still has to deal with her insanity. Poor guy. Anyway, let's continue.
And even my experience in practicing law. Usually, when a criminal defendant decides to have a case decided by just a judge rather than a jury, and you're waiving your right to a jury trial, your right to have 12 people convinced rather than just one, it's because you kind of know the way the judge sees the case. And you feel like, you know what, we've gotten some good rulings pre-trial. The judge has been very skeptical of prosecutors, believing they're either overcharging or, reaching in a particular case. And we've seen some not guilties. We've seen a bunch of not guilties in cases involving bench trials.
Oh, it is EMS. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was like, I'm sure it was EMS. I just wasn't quite sure if it was either EMS or nursing or something like that. But yeah, thank you so much. She tries to act like she wants to keep anything that Dom gave her or anything that was his. Oh, got it. That makes sense. Thanks, Darlene. Thanks for that. Mia, maybe. Yeah, she's grabs her bracelet and she's like, "Oh, this is the one that he gave me. Look at how much I miss him." Kind of, yeah, like that kind of sentiment or behavior, right? To try and get the police to think, "Oh, she really does miss these people that she murdered." Of course not.
But I'm wondering why in this case they chose a bench trial. Because do you want to be the public official, the judge, who sets this woman who the community does not like? Do you want to be the one to set her free?
Oh, no.
I don't think you do. I don't think you want to be that judge. Oh, who's that? Oh, that's the judge that sent the girl that drove into the wall that you set her free.
Yeah.
It's like a judge in a DUI case. Do you want to be the judge that releases someone accused of drunk driving who could then turn around and do it again someday?
Yep.
Right? There's issues, obviously, with this young woman, emotional issues involving the rage and everything else that would cause her to do this.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's emotional issues. She has emotional issues that she's got to take care of. She has to deal with that. And of course, she's not going to get it because her mom keeps coddling her from prison. Instead of the mom telling her, "Hey, you need to take accountability for this. Maybe stop talking about how pretty you are or how you want Kim Kardashian to come rescue you. How about you start taking accountability for your actions? Maybe that will get you farther." But no, the mom is like, "Oh my God, you are so pretty, ain't you? How's your hair? How's your makeup? Your lashes are pretty. Oh my God, I gotta get a selfie." And then Mackenzie's like, "Yeah, maybe Kim Kardashian will come to my rescue." And the mom's like, "Yeah, do it, girl. Write your book. You're famous right now. You're all over TikTok. Did you know that? People in Great Britain are talking about you." Oh my God, really? She thinks she's a celebrity. She's a celebrity. She really is. I think that she loves the attention, especially the fact that there is a Netflix documentary about her. I think she loves that. You know, it's the opposite of what Chris Watts feels. Chris Watts supposedly fell to his knees when he saw Nancy Grace talking about him. But in this case, Mackenzie's like, "Oh my god, my hair looks nice. I'm so glad. Look at my lashes. Oh my god, I'm so pretty. Aren't I? Get away from me, peasant." To the other inmates. No, yeah, she thinks she's a celebrity. She loves it. She loves the attention. She loves being the supposedly she's the pretty prisoner. She compared herself to another prisoner. Remember the guy with the tattoos on his face? He's got those green eyes. Do we know who we're talking about? Okay, for those of you who don't know, I'm just gonna pull it up real quick. Let's pull up. He became a model. That is who she compares herself to this male model who is a murderer. Okay, he murdered women. And she's like, "Oh, maybe I'm gonna be like him. Maybe I can get a modeling career out of it." That is not remorse. Oh my God. Murderer man who became a model, I guess. I don't know what to look up. Oh man. Okay, where's the guy? He's convicted. Do we know? If you guys know in the chat, let me know his name. There we go. I found him. Okay, this guy. Oh God. This guy. Him. He's a murderer. Oh, Jeremy Meeks. Oh, look at that. From mugshot. From mugshot to memoir. That's who she thinks she's gonna become. Oh my God. What is this? Hot convict. Hot convict turned model. Is this for real? I'm so sorry. I know we're here for the other person, but I'm so interested now. Like, what? Okay, stop it. Oh my God. And so all these. Ugh. Okay, I'm not a model. I do modeling, he says. Isn't he a murderer, or am I talking about the wrong guy? Okay, let's look at his Wikipedia. Wikipedia. Let's look into his Wikipedia. Okay. We're looking at this guy, and the reason we're looking into him, for anybody who's just joining, if you clicked and you're like, this is not Mackenzie Shirilla. We're doing a comparison. Mackenzie Shirilla thinks that she's going to be the next model because of this guy. He is a gang member. We're going to read about him. He is an American fashion model, actor, and former gang member. Wow, he was in the Crips. He was arrested during Operation Ceasefire in Stockton, California. He went viral due to his physical attractiveness. He was convicted on federal charges of being a felon in possession of a firearm and grand theft. Okay, so he's not a murderer. Okay, so he didn't murder anybody. Okay, I was thinking about the wrong guy. Sorry, guys. Charged with robbery, corporal injury to a child. Oh my God, and assaulting a 16-year-old boy? Okay, so he's a POS, obviously. Still, he's not a murderer, but he admitted to being a member of the North Side Gangster Crips, and he is a model now. So Mackenzie thinks that she's going to become a model. Victoria's Secret, maybe, or who knows, right? She thinks she's gonna go walking down the runway in her orange jumpsuit, but it's cut down to like just a bra and a bikini bottom. Orange jumpsuit. She's got orange feathers coming out of her. Like, come on, it's not gonna happen.
Which is why I was so surprised that they didn't want a jury deciding this case. So I've got the verdict for you, again, delivered by the judge, right? the jury of one. This is from WKYC. Take a look.
The video clearly shows the purpose and intent of the defendant. She chose a course of death and destruction that day. Exhibit 802 crystallizes the deadly decision-making of the defendant. She morphs from a responsible driver to literal hell on wheels as she makes her way down the street. Mackenzie alone made the decision to drive the car. Count one. The court, having had count one tried to it pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of murder, to wit Dominic Russo, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.02a, is charged in count one. Count two. The court, having had count two tried to it pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of murder, to wit Davion Flanagan, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.02a, is charged in count two of the indictment.
Wow.
Guilty.
Yeah, guilty. Did you see her reaction gets me every time. She's like, what? She's really shocked. She is in shock that she was found guilty. Let's watch this again.
The court, having had count one tried to it pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of murder, to wit Dominic Russo.
Huh? Me? Guilty? Mom? Dad? She said I was guilty. Where are you guys? Kim? Kim Kardashian? Where are you? She's shocked because she's being sent to prison. Come on. Yeah, she's actually shocked. Yeah, she does look like a 10-year-old. TMZ also has a full body cam footage of the first responders. It's so sad. The car exploded on impact. I cannot believe she survived. Neither can I. Yeah, but she did line the car to hit Dom's side. Yeah. Yeah, if you see the car, it's Dom's side that was mostly crashed in. The entire front part of the car was completely in. And her side, as we saw in the very first, the beginning of this video, we saw that you can still see the steering wheel. You can still see where she was sitting. So she wasn't, injured as much as the other passengers were. Intentional, 100% intentional, in my opinion.
In violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.02a, is charged in count one. Count two. The court, having had count two tried to it pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of murder, to wit Davion Flanagan, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.02a, is charged in count two of the indictment.
She thinks she's in an episode of Orange is the New Black. Have you guys seen that show on Netflix? Lots of Netflix talk around here. Netflix. They keep putting all kinds of claims on my videos, but whatever, I digress. Orange is the New Black. That's who she thinks she is. She thinks she's the main character, Piper, probably. It's been said that she is making her shirt shorter. Like, she's definitely changing the clothes that she's wearing, her orange jumpsuit. She's making it shorter. She's tying it up, showing her belly, It's like, what in the world? She killed 2 people and she thinks she's, I don't know, like at summer camp or something, at a resort for the summer. Oh, I'm so pretty. Hey, everybody. I'm here. No, it's okay. You can sit. You don't have to stand for me. Oh my God. She's mental.
Guilty. Convicted murderer. Serving 2 counts, 15 years to life. So here's the question, right? Where is the line? So this isn't a case of being not guilty. This is a case of, okay, is this a fatal crash involving recklessness, or is this murder involving purposeful conduct? And the judge couldn't be clearer. It was a result of the video. You saw 100 miles an hour No application of the brake.
Nope.
No trying to steer
Not even
away
trying.
from the wall in front. For the judge, that showed the intent in this case. You pile that on top of the black box, and you end up with a murder conviction.
$800 a month?
So a week after her convictions...
Hold up. I have to stop this. Ratitude, I heard that her parents are spending $800 a month on her. For what? For what? What, they're sending her like commissary? So that is that how she got her face and her hair all done up for the Netflix documentary? Mom, I need $800. I need to get some foundation. I need some mascara. I need to get my hair did. Please send me some money. Is that what's going on? Oh my God, $800. Imagine sending $800 a month so that your daughter can just put on mascara in prison. Wow. Yeah, she's making money in prison by selling things through her mom. Oh my goodness. She's writing a book too, apparently. Oh, God. Shall we call her Crazy Eyes? She does have those crazy eyes, though.
Mackenzie Shirilla was sentenced by the judge. Now, the official convictions were 4 counts of murder, 4 counts of felonious assault, 2 counts of aggravated vehicular homicide, 1 count of drug possession, 1 count of possessing criminal tools. But at sentencing, things merge, right? Because there's one real action here, and things merge for the purposes of sentencing. And in the case, obviously, you have the 2 victims, Dominic and Davion. So let's take you inside the courtroom and let's watch Mackenzie Shirilla. She looks shocked that she was convicted. So what can she say at sentencing to try to mitigate the damage, to try to get the judge to have some level of leniency? Let's take a look.
Is there anyone else?
I would like Mackenzie to address the court.
Mackenzie, you don't have to speak if you don't want to. It's up to you.
She's gonna speak.
Okay. You can sit if it's more comfortable, whatever's better for you.
The families of Dom and Davion, I'm so deeply sorry. I hope one day you can see I would never let this happen or do it on purpose. I wish I could remember what happened. I'm just so sorry. I'm heartbroken. I love Dom and Davion. We were all friends and Dom was my soulmate. I wish I could take all your pain away, and I'm so sorry. And to my family, thank you for the support and all the love you guys give. Thank you for fighting with me. I love you all so much. I'm done. Thank you. Thank you.
That was it?
Okay. I get it. She's young. If I'm representing her, I'm going to have her come up with a more thoughtful statement.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't do this on purpose. Believe me, I didn't. I loved everybody, and to my parents, thank you for the support. Thank you for the $800. I really need it. Thank you for always being there for me. I love you guys more than you know. I'm going to need $900 next month, though. Yeah, I have split ends. This is so ridiculous. What in the world? These people are batshit. We're about to listen to the mom. The mom is by far the worst. Okay, she is worse because she's an adult. Okay, we can't say, oh, Mackenzie should have been a little more thoughtful. Yeah, she's 17, and then we're about to hear the mom. Okay, what are we gonna say about her? Well, you should be more thoughtful. You're only 48. Come on. What are we gonna say about her? Oh, her hormones too. Come on.
It was too short. I know she's young. I get it. But this is the rest of her life. The rest of her life this is it. This is the moment. And to stand up and read a few lines like that does not hit the mark. And what you have to do at sentencing is you've got to take responsibility for your actions. And in this case, you don't have to admit that you're a murderer.
Right.
But you can, in a much more deeper way, take responsibility for what you did. But
she can't, though. That's the thing, is she can't. And how is she going to, especially when her parents keep egging her on? They're her cheerleaders. She can't. And it's not because she's young. Young people can still take responsibility. It's not that, it's that she thinks she is entitled to things. Tammy, when you slow the video down, someone in the car taps those brakes twice. I think it was Dom. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that you bring this up because I think this was also brought into trial, or not the trial, I guess it would be trial, right? The bench trial. Yeah, because in the video it shows you that they're going by really fast and then somebody taps on the brakes. Is it her? Did she tap on the brakes or was it somebody else that tapped on the brakes? Could have possibly been Dom. There's also the idea that somebody pulled on the steering wheel a little before that. Could have possibly been Dom again, trying to get her to stop what she was doing. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, we'll be getting deeper into that because I do want to look into that, into the brakes, and then building it up until the moment that they crash into the wall. Oh my God. It's 2 people died. 2 people because of her actions.
That didn't happen there. And that's really all you can do at that moment. You can apologize, but you've got to take responsibility. That's where you can perhaps reach a judge.
Yeah.
And again,
perhaps
what she just did there is not going to help in the public reaction to what she did. All right, now it's time for her formal sentencing by the same judge who found her guilty at the bench trial. Let's take a look.
Today is the sentencing of the defendant for the purposeful and intentional murders of Davion Flanagan and Dominic Russo. And in a way, it's the second time their families are gathered again to grieve. It's also a day when Mackenzie's family will grieve for the future of their daughter. All 3 of these families and the friends of these families are suffering, and all of their lives have been irrevocably changed because of the actions of the defendant. The unintended and collateral consequences of a selfish, intentional, and cruel decision by Mackenzie will ripple forever in time. It's literally changed history because it's ended 2 lives. 2 young men are dead. Their deaths were horrible, terrifying, and tragic. I will say again, if any reasonable person reviews Exhibit 802, there can be no doubt in your mind what happened this night. There can be no doubt of the absolute terror of the 2 people in that car.
even the way, I mean, look at her face. She's looking up at the judge and looking at her and going, "Look at me, judge. I'm only 17." She's trying to get her sympathy from the judge. It's all fake, obviously. I think it's all fake. Oh my God. Yeah, it's always the guilty that walk away unscathed. Yes. There was an expert on car data and black boxes who said that there weren't any brake lights. I'm not sure, but there was something that's been said about the lights. Oh, okay. So there were no brake lights? Is that so? The expert on car data and the black boxes said that there weren't any brake lights. Okay. So something has been said about the brake lights or not. I mean, I definitely want to look into that because I know that it was part of the sentencing and looking into whether it was intentional or not. But it did look like there were some lights coming or turning on, in the back of the car. So it did look like brakes, but again, who know? Who really knows? But yeah, if the answer is out there and there's a link, we can all watch it together. Please let me know. 15 years to life congruently. She'll be out in 15. Yes. Yeah, so she got 15 years to life. But yeah, let's go ahead and watch the sentencing.
The defendant controlled all the events. She chose the day. Specifically, she chose a day just before her 18th birthday. She chose to drive the car, the time to drive the car. She chose an obscure, previously scouted route through an industrial parkway. She chose the target to hit and the victims. She chose the means and the method to follow through. And she planned and purposefully executed the events of July 31st, 2022. The review of the evidence supports the factual findings, the forensic testimony, the testimony of the first responders, the testimony of the emergency room doctors who treated the defendant, the testimony of the coroner's medical examiner, the testimony of those who knew the victims and the defendant, and the testimony of the BMV official who provided evidence that not only did the defendant deny any medical condition when applying for her license, which her mother co-signed and attested to, but also that just after the accident, Mackenzie renewed her driver's license and again denied any medical condition.
Hold it right there for a second.
In fact, the defendant...
And the reason that's significant is part of her defense was she had a medical condition that she would black out, not know what's going on, and she would still be able to fully depress the gas in the car. And obviously the judge didn't buy it because a medical condition that just sort of pops up at trial generally doesn't have the credibility of a medical condition where there's a documented history of it. And that didn't exist here. And I think the judge is taking some time here to point that out, to make the record 100% clear that there was no evidence of this medical condition.
Yeah, all of a sudden she has POTS. All of a sudden. There was no evidence of this medical condition in any of... Oh no, I froze again. Yeah, it happens. Am I back? Yay, I'm back. I am back. So I guess it's not. Okay, let me just go ahead and pull everything back up. Did I disappear? I disappeared again, didn't I? I disappeared. Did I disappear? I disappeared. Okay, am I back? Okay, I can see a super chat. Thank you so much, Arakisa. You guys let me know if you can hear me. Stuff happened on my end. It's sad in a lot of these cases, there is no remorse and no responsibility or admission of guilt at all. Yeah. And I don't think that there will ever be any responsibility from any of these people, from any of the people that we have covered on this channel. I have POTS. I only faint when standing, not sitting. Oh. Oh, no way. So, okay. See, so now, yeah, we have someone with experience. I wouldn't even say experience. It's a condition, right? Oh my God. Sorry if that came out wrong. I wouldn't say, oh yeah, I'm experienced in dementia. have a lot of experience with dementia. It's a medical condition. But see, this is the thing. She did not have any records at all of having any of these conditions. And see, now we know. I don't know. Can you get POTS while you're sitting? Can you pass out while you're sitting? Does this only happen when you're standing? You know, like these things had to be looked into. But the thing is that since there was already no records of this at all, there was no reason to look into it because they were obviously lying about that. But that was their defense. They were talking about POTS. Oh, I have this medical condition. No, she didn't. There was no record of it.
The defendant was so concerned about driving that, as the state mentioned, during the investigation, she asked if they could just suspend her license for 10 years. It is hard to fathom how a person could be concerned about their driving privileges, having just been responsible for the deaths of 2 people. There was no medical condition that caused this as an accident. There was no mechanical failure of the car. The record is clear on the facts and the evidence. Her mother's uncorroborated statements without any medical testimony or records is not persuasive. It is also important to remember that even if Mackenzie intended to also die in this crash, that is irrelevant. A failed suicide attempt is not a defense to murder. And even in a murder-suicide attempt, when the perpetrator executing the plan survives, the other death or deaths are still murder. There's only one person who's responsible for the pain of everyone in this room, and that person is you, Mackenzie. Nobody else is responsible. This isn't the fault of Dominic's family or Davion's family or your family. And I know that each of you have asked your questions to yourselves, what if? What if I had done this or that? The truth of it is, none of us can control the intentions of another. And when there is a purposeful intent to harm or kill someone, it is the perpetrator alone who bears the responsibility for the choice and the consequences and the harm that follows.
Yeah, this is all pretend right now. She's just playing pretend. Her lawyer probably told her to do it, and her parents probably told her to do it. Or maybe this is just her. She's like, squeeze out a tear. No, nothing. Yeah, we have a few people in the chat that have never heard of POTS. It is postural orthostatic tachycardia. Is that how you say that word? Yeah, when standing. Thanks, V-Bug. So it's when standing. So for mom, diagnosis doesn't count. This condition needs to have a medical workup. Exactly. The only POTS that she was on is while she was smoking. Exactly. Yeah, that's the only POTS that she was on. Not an actual medical condition, but it was all the drugs that she admitted to be doing. Again, she was admitting to all of this on her TikTok account. So all self-admission.
The difficulty for sentencing today, honestly, is whether or not I believe you should get consecutive sentences. I'm troubled that should I give you a concurrent sentence, that people will believe that somehow I'm being disrespectful to one of the victims. And on the other hand, I have to weigh the punishment. There's a very good likelihood, Mackenzie, that you will spend the rest of your life in prison. That won't be up to me. That will be up to the parole board, and that will be up to you to a great extent. I understand that the pain in this room wants me to impose the harshest sentence, but I don't believe that would be the appropriate sentence, because I do believe that Mackenzie will not be out in 15 years. So she's sentenced on count 2, the murder of Davion Flanagan, 15 years to life. She's sentenced on count 1, the murder of Dominic Russo, 15 years to life, to be served concurrent to each other with credit for time served. I'll waive fines, fees, and costs, and your appellate counsel will be assigned. Are there any questions from the state?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Any questions?
Notice how she's listening very intently. She's like, okay, I got 15 years to life. Okay, that other charge, okay, 15 to life. Concurrently. What does that mean? She just said concurrently. Oh, okay. It's all acting. She's acting. She was all, she had her face where she's trying to cry. But then she's listening to her actual sentence. And then she's like, oh, let me write this down. All of a sudden, she's not crying anymore. And then now she's looking around. Can somebody give me a law book? I need to look this up. What does concurrently mean? I don't know what that means. And now we're going to see her start crying.
Counsel will be assigned. Are there any questions from the state?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Now she's being hauled away. Wow.
15 to life.
Yeah.
First opportunity for parole at age 33. The judge doesn't believe that she's going to get out then. All I will say is
She shouldn't. She should not get out. She should not get out in 15 years. No. She'll be 33. What, are they going to give her therapy? Is she going to go to therapy with her parents? I think she should. And I agree with Kay here. I do agree that Kay disagrees with the judge here. This is partly the fault of her parents. They never said no and blamed everybody else. Yeah, I think so too. I think that the parents should have been held responsible for something, at least. Something. I don't know. I don't really know. Again, I don't know. I don't know. Unless the parents, if the parents knew that this was behavior that she had already done, if they knew that she was dangerous, volatile, um, unhinged, and they still allowed her to go out like this, then yes, yes. And there is evidence to suggest that yeah, they knew that she was treating her boyfriend a certain way. They knew about the toxic relationship, so they were well aware. It's not like they had no idea.
Never know. You never know. Okay, I want to take a minute here to take a look at the TikTok video that has caused a lot of the uproar
Here we go.
and response, negative response
Here we go.
to Mackenzie Shirilla. Now, I want to put the context here. This is Halloween, so this is 3 months after the crash. I'm not going to play the audio, but I'm going to show you the video. Let's take a look at this. And you see her there with a friend, and they're trying on different outfits, smiling, glamming for the cam a little bit, and then boom, Halloween costumes, smiling, like every other teenager, not every other, but almost every other teenager in America these days, right? There's nothing that's not ordinary about that, except the fact that 3 months before that, she killed 2 of her friends. And somehow miraculously,
Her boyfriend, not 2 of her friends. She killed her boyfriend of 4 years. 4 years. They were together for 4 years. That's a pretty long time. She didn't just kill 2 friends. I think this is the reason that we're talking about this case is because it was intentional. She drove her car at 100 miles an hour into a building and then crashed the right side of the car because her boyfriend was threatening to break up with her. And she's 3 weeks, or what is it? Sorry, not 3 weeks. 3 months later, she's on TikTok. Oh. Those TikToks, I can't stand them, by the way. I can't stand the snapping and then there's something else. I can't. But anyway, yeah, she's doing that 3 months after she killed her boyfriend and her friend Davion in the car. No remorse whatsoever. And I'm surprised that she's even able to be walking around after 3 months like that. This reminds me so much of Casey Anthony, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Casey Anthony, if you're not familiar with that case, her daughter was found dead. She was tried, she was found not guilty, but that's how she acted. She acted the same way. Her daughter was dead, her baby, she was a baby, and Casey Anthony was out partying. She was out at the club, like, the following weekend. She's like, "Yeah, my kid isn't around anymore, but let's party. Let's party." Right? And then a lot of people were saying, okay, well, it could just be that she is grieving, right? People grieves different ways. Not everybody grieves the same. And, who knows? She was found not guilty though. But I get the same vibe. Same vibe here. Let me know. You guys let me know.
miraculously survived that crash going 100 miles an hour into a
Yes,
wall.
Shelly.
So this has always been an issue in the case. And her sentencing, Natalie Shirilla, Mackenzie's mom, spoke. And one of the things she addressed was Halloween and everything that was going on here. So let's take a listen to Mackenzie's mom. Again, speaking up for her daughter. Every parent's going to do it. But the question is there credibility to what she is saying?
Not every parent. I don't think every parent would have their child's back. I mean, unless, if you are a narcissistic parent and then you raise a narcissistic child, then no. But if you're not a narcissist and you raise your child to be okay, be a decent human being, and then they go on to commit something like this, and you're empathetic, I don't think you're going to have their back. No, I don't think every parent is going to do this. I've talked to many of you. Okay. I've talked to many of you. And of course, this is all theoretical, right? We don't know. We can't say for sure. Oh, I would never. But I think most of us are 99.9999999% sure that we wouldn't back anyone in our family that commits an atrocious crime. And in this case, it was a car wreck, but it's no different. It's no different if it was intentional. No different at all. Let's continue.
Can you start with your name?
The
My name is
culprit.
Natalie Shirilla.
Here we go. The crypt keeper is about to speak.
I just want to say, am I allowed to address them at all? Sure. I just want to say to the families that I'm broken, sad, and lost, and my heart hurts for everyone. Okay? Davion was her new friend, and Don.
No way. Did this lady really turn around and start reading from a little paper and said, look, okay, listen, I'm heartbroken and I'm sad. All right. Anyway, let me talk about my daughter. This is, I mean, she obviously wrote that because she wasn't feeling it. You don't have to write that down. That's the only part that she wrote down. Everything else, she's just going to talk from her heart. But it's about her daughter. She had to write down the part where she says, I'm sad, okay? Listen to me when I tell you this, people. Ugh. I'm sad. I'm heartbroken, okay? Anyway, let's move on to my daughter. Please, judge, have some mercy. Oh my God. Let's continue. She's going to Walmart. What? Michelle. What? It's so funny. It's such a random comment, but it's just so funny. She dressed like she's going to Walmart. Oh man. Yeah, this is a trial, okay? This is the sentencing of her daughter, and she dressed like she's going to Walmart. Oh my God. Let's continue.
Tom was the love of her life, and he was part of our family. Okay? I'm just so sorry that this happened, and we're heartbroken. Okay? And then, Your Honor, this was a terrible, tragic nightmare accident to have happened that she has no memory of.
No
and she will never
way.
emotionally or physically recover from it. She almost died too. And we're asking that you please not run the sentences consecutive. He was family, and we all loved each other. That morning of the accident, she called. I got a phone call that there was a car accident. Okay, so we went to the hospital, and I didn't even know who was in the car. The names had not been confirmed yet, and I'm gonna cry because I missed Dom so much. We loved him so much. So I called Dom, like over and over again, praying that he was going to answer the phone, and he didn't answer the phone. So then I tried to call his mom, and she didn't answer the phone either. And I still didn't know who was in the car. I didn't even know if she was alive. I didn't know what was happening. So then we were in the waiting room, and then his mom she did call me, so I answered the phone, and I was like, oh my God, like, I don't even know who was in the car. Like, what's happening? Was that Dom? And she said, what do you mean? My son is dead. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And then she said something like, and now I have to wait until your kid's out of the hospital. And then I didn't hear the rest. I was like, we loved him so much. And I hung up the phone. I did not talk about social media. I didn't even know what was going on yet. Okay?
Oh my God.
So then, that was it. So in the hospital, that Vitality post, I commented on that because somebody had called her a murderer. Okay? And she's not a murderer, so she didn't even have her phone at that point because the police had still had it, okay? So I jumped on, and I was like, you know, she's not a murderer. She's more sad than most of these people commenting.
Oh my God.
She's been trying to get in touch with you. I mean, at that point, it was just an accident. So I commented on her behalf, not because of the modeling opportunity. Who cares about that?
Oh my God. This lady keeps rambling and rambling. Not because of the modeling opportunity. Who cares about that? Victoria's Secret, are you still looking at my daughter? Yeah, modeling in the orange jumpsuit? No? I didn't even care about the modeling career at all. She put down her written notebook paper and now is begging for forgiveness and mercy for her daughter. And then the thing that really stood out to me in the very beginning is that she's like, you know, I really miss Dom. I even called her mom or his mom, and she didn't answer the phone. And then she's yelling at me and saying, oh, now I'm going to have to wait until your daughter comes out. And oh my God, I'm the victim. What was even the point of bringing up what Dom's mom was feeling? She was grieving. Her son just died in a tragic car wreck, is what they believed at the time, right? They're like, your daughter is driving. My son is dead. Of course, she's going to react that way. She's in shock. And she's using this opportunity to make herself a victim by using how Dom's parents reacted. It's so sick. It's so sick. This is some next level mental illness, in my opinion. I would love to see a professional talk about her, about the mom. What's her name? Natalie? Because it's so interesting how this is the thing. This is the thing about these people is she found a way to sprinkle that in there, right? She's like, she could have easily left that out there, out of the entire statement that she's making, but she didn't. She didn't leave that out. She wanted to include that to make herself the victim. And that is what is so sick about this and about how she's talking. And is it any surprise that Mackenzie is like this? Is it surprising at all? No. Come on. No, it's not. Lots of okays and likes. Yeah, sounds familiar. Exactly. Exactly, Erikisa. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, lots of likes. And the other thing is that how she's talking to the victims' families. It's very clear, right? She does consider herself I don't know, to maybe be in like a higher status even. I don't know her background too much, but she's almost talking to her parents like, I need you to believe what I'm saying because I'm telling you the truth, right? It's very entitled. It's like, I'm sad, okay? I know that you don't believe that I'm sad, but I'm sad. All right? Believe me. I'm sad. It's like she's forcing it upon the victims, upon the victim's family. She's forcing herself. Like, I can't. It's so, yes, exactly, Shelley. Yes. Delusions of grandeur. Exactly. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. She has delusions of grandeur. She thinks she's up here and she sees everyone below her. Very strange. Very, very strange. Let's continue.
I don't want them to refer to her as a murderer, okay? And I don't even know how that comment had got on the phone because the police still had her device and she could not access her phone or social media. That's why I did it. And I had called them asking if they could shut down social media because people were calling her a murderer and making death threats and organizing groups to, take her out when she got out of the hospital and stuff. So I didn't even want her phone. I don't care about her phone. I don't care about social media. I just wanted them to stop calling her a murderer so that when she did come to, and she did come out of surgery, multiple surgeries, that she wouldn't see all these people calling her a murderer because she would never, ever, ever murder the love of her life. Okay?
Hold it for
Halloween,
a second.
for 3 months after the accident.
We're going to get into the Halloween and the TikTok, but she's telling the judge who has ruled that her daughter's a murderer that she's not a murderer. That's not going to help.
Yeah, exactly. She has already been sentenced. She was found guilty of murdering 2 people. And now the mom's like, no, judge, you're wrong. You have it all wrong. She's not a murderer because I say so. I want her to be a model, though. You think that's going to help? Yeah. Wow. Elizabeth Brown, thank you so much for the super chat. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Yeah. It's a perfect example, right? Perfect example of the shit apple not falling far from the shit tree. If you guys know where I'm getting that reference from, drop it in the chat. One of my favorite shows, by the way. One of my absolute favorite shows. The shit apple. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. Kimberly says, "Love your channel. Thank you so much for all your hard work. Now let's continue." Aw, thank you. Um, where you froze, your fingers up in the air to the judge. Oh, yes. Oh, this um, Judge, you got it all wrong. My daughter is innocent. Okay. I'm telling you that she's innocent because I say so. Yeah, even when where I paused it, this was not intentional. It's every time I pause it, she's either pointing at you or going so narcissist and delusion. Let's continue.
It's not going to help. Let's get now to Halloween.
After the accident, she would only wear his clothes. She would only eat the snacks he ate. She would only listen to the music he wrote, okay? She was laying in bed for 3 months crying. There was a shrine of him next to her with photos and things that he liked and this flower that lights up that he got her because he wanted it to be fresh and alive forever. It's like a little Beauty and the Beast flower. Okay, she's got this shrine of him next to her. So she was crying for 3 months. So her friends asked if she wanted to go out trick-or-treating. It was Halloween, and it was at OU. And she didn't even want to go. She said, I don't know, should I go? She couldn't even walk yet, barely. So I told her, I said, baby, please go. It's Halloween. You've been laying for 3 months crying, only listening to his music. Please go. Have just a moment of fun. A moment of fun. So we told her to go. My husband drove her. I brought her back home. She just needed a second of fun from losing her whole world. Her whole world. So that was us. We told her to go. And that concert she went to with Dom's cousin, Abby, they picked her up. They brought her there. That was Dom, Mackenzie and Dom and Abby all decided to go to this concert together while they were in the hospital. That was for Dom. Everything she did after the accident was either in honor of him, to be close to him, or just to be by him any way that she can. She's like devastated and tragic. He was the air that she breathes, okay? And they went with his cousin. We spent all kinds of time with him after the accident. What was the other thing?
I'm hearing an awful lot about your daughter. I'm not hearing very much about the 2 dead people.
Dominic, okay, I'm asking you for leniency because this was a tragic accident that she does not remember. And Davion, he's a new friend. And I'm so sorry.
What does that mean? His life is worthless?
No. God, no, not at all. They all loved each other. They all spent every day together. You know what I mean? I don't know
and
too much.
Isn't that part of the problem, Mrs. Shirilla?
Sorry?
Isn't that part of the problem, that they all trusted each other? Isn't that part of...
It's not a problem at all. It was wonderful.
It's a problem how they all ended up in the car together and 2 of them ended up dead.
I understand. I understand what it looks like.
It's not a problem at all. It's wonderful. Oh my God. She doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. She just told a story. She thinks that she's going to gain sympathy from the judge just because of this ridiculous story that she just told about how Mackenzie had a shrine of Dom and that, oh, he's the air that she breathes. Except she was breathing perfectly perfect air 3 months later when she was getting ready for her Halloween party. Where's the air that she was breathing? She was breathing normal air. She looked fine. She did not look like she was crying or depressed. Her boyfriend of 4 years died because of her actions. And that's all it took. What? How long did she say that she was crying and had the shrine? What, a week? What, you're fine after a week? Again, I don't know. Right? Because I would grieve way longer than that. But again, people say that there are other people who grieve differently. I don't see that, though. I don't think that this was her way of forgetting the tragedy or trying to get over it or trying to make herself feel better by going out with her friends. I don't think it's that at all. No. If she had crippling depression, like the mom is trying to get everybody to believe, then she wouldn't be out doing her little TikTok videos. in like what, 3 what was it, 3 months later? Halloween? Come on. And look at her. Look at Shirilla in the back. "Oh, mom, you're doing such a great job. Thanks for always having my back." This is so insane. This is cringy. Watching her and thinking that she's gonna be that the judge is gonna have leniency for her daughter, it's not gonna work.
I'm saying that it was a tragic accident. She would never.
But we're going to have to disagree on that.
I understand.
Right. And I respect your position, but you disagree with me.
I understand. But anyway, that's it. I just wanted to address those. We told her to go to those things, and then she did go with Dom's family. So look at that. Don't look at it with the look on that with different eyes if you can, please.
Those things are not relevant.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But she's a good. If you would have a moment, all you would need is 5 minutes of a conversation to have with her to learn who she is. Just that you would just need 5 minutes to learn who she is and what she's capable of not doing and doing, and you would see for yourself.
This lady is crazy. She thinks that just by spending 5 minutes with Mackenzie, she's going to realize the things that she's capable and not capable of doing. 5 minutes. 5 minutes is apparently all she needs to spend time with Mackenzie to know that she wouldn't be capable of doing this. The judge just told her, everything you're telling me about your daughter is irrelevant. And she's like, I know. I know it's irrelevant. I do. I completely know that it's irrelevant. The stories I'm making up, they don't even make sense. I know. But all I need you to do is spend just 5 minutes with her. You'll know. She doesn't only care about her split ends. She doesn't only care about her mascara. She also cares about her bracelet. Oh my God. Look, I paused it and now she's like, Eric Isa, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Here, a little celebration. Talking about herself and her daughter, and nothing about the two that tragically lost their lives because of her daughter. I'm so glad that the judge called her out for that, though. It was called out. She's like, huh? No, that's not what I said. No, I just want leniency. I just want leniency for my daughter. Just get to know her. Just 5 minutes is all you'll need. 5 minutes in the car with her? I don't think that she would say that, though. If the mom said, Judge, just spend 5 minutes in the car with her. Just ride a shotgun with her for 5 minutes. You'll know. Hell no. Oh my God. No one would get in the car with this psycho. She's a psychopath.
That's all. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry, guys.
I get it, parents.
That's all. I just needed to beg for my daughter's life and for her freedom. I'm so sorry. Okay? Please know. I'm sorry. You got it, right? Yeah? You know that I'm sorry? Okay. I just want to make sure before I get off this podium. I'm sorry, all right? Just talk to her for 5 minutes, please. Oh my God. Does she not know how the criminal justice system works? Has she never watched a single documentary or a single episode of Law and Order? No? Yeah, the mom is telling the court how she was a terrible mom. Yes, exactly, Valerie. Yes, the judge can see right through her too. The judge is like, I can definitely tell why Mackenzie is the way she is. It's because of you. She should be sorry. Yeah, she should be. The thing is, she's not. She's not actually sorry. I'm sorry, all right? That is not actually being sorry. Oh my God. Oh yeah, Dominic. But now what's really important? My daughter. Yeah, exactly, just Josie's. Oh my God.
Falling on the sword for their child.
Call an
Most
Uber.
parents would do that. I understand that. Interesting back and forth with the judge. But she said, if you just had 5 minutes she had the opportunity. She had the opportunity to address the court. Those are the 5 minutes where she's supposed to get to know your daughter. And your daughter sort of punted on the whole thing. Sorry.
Exactly. She did. She did exactly that. She punted. They gave her 5 minutes and she goes, I loved my boyfriend and I loved my friend. Mom and Dad, I love you guys so much for supporting me. I love you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, can you please send me some more money? Yeah, please. I need caviar. I need to be able to eat my caviar every weekend at least, at the bare minimum, at least once a weekend. Send me more money, Mom and Dad. I love you. Those were the 5 minutes that Mackenzie could have addressed the court and said, hey, judge, get to know me. Look, I'm remorseful. You know, whatever. But no, that's not what she did. She read from a pathetic little piece of paper where she's saying, I love you, Mom and Dad. Send me more money. Well, she didn't say the send me more money. That's a joke. But she may as well have, right? Because she didn't actually say anything important. Let's continue.
Victim impact statements at sentencing's so important. To me, it's the reality check for our system of justice so that especially the judges understand what has happened here. And many do. And this judge was amazing, by the way. This judge was amazing. You're going to hear from Jamie and Davion Flanagan, Davion's mother and sister. What you have to understand about this family is that Davion and his sisters were adopted.
Whoa.
And then after you hear from the Flanagans, you'll hear from Dominic's mom, who also spoke at sentencing. And this is, again, crucial part of our system. So listen, we understand this happened. These families will never be the same. And the loss is beyond anything that can be expressed by a sentence, by a prison sentence or a verdict. Let's watch.
Oh, man.
My son Davion is and always will be so much more than cargo. He was precious. He was an amazing soul with a heart of gold. I am devastated by the loss of Davion. The world lost a truly special man. My girls lost their best friend, their protector, the one and only trusted family that has been by their side from day one. This alone, or he alone, understands the pain and loss that they have gone through and was always there for them. This fact alone breaks my heart for my girls, for my family. So many dreams shattered, a future stolen. We will never get to see the amazing man that he was surely to become. I pray daily for strength and perseverance for myself and for my family. I also pray that Mackenzie will find true remorse in her heart and true repentance.
David was not just a big brother to me, but a role model in many ways. He was the person I trusted the most because he made me feel safe. He taught me the importance of cherishing each moment and enjoying life. The memories we have are strong, but losing him has shown me the value of life. I don't want this pain for anyone else. I don't want people to have to go through this. As an 18-year-old, I hate the fact that he has gone because someone decided to take his life. Now that Davion is gone, I feel stuck. I feel as if I can't move forward. I feel lost. He was the one who picked me up when I fell. He was my best friend and the only person that has stayed with me since I was born. I would like you to give Mackenzie the longest possible sentence. I've known her for about 3 years, and as she's always taken the easy way out. You shouldn't be able to take the easy way out when it comes to murder. It's completely unfair that no matter what sentence you give her, she will be eligible for parole, while my brother will be gone forever.
Did you guys notice that side eye? I mean, I get that they were putting the camera on her face, but I would like to hear Davion's sister or see her. But notice, here she's pretending, oh, Davion, I miss him too, right? That's the face that she's putting on. But then as soon as his sister says, give her the maximum punishment, she gives a little side eye. And then she starts then you notice that the facial expressions start to get more exaggerated. Let's go ahead and see that again.
The memories we have are strong, but losing him has shown me the value of life. I don't want this pain for anyone else. I don't want people to have to go through this. As an 18-year-old, I hate the fact that he has gone because someone decided to take his life.
See, zero
Now
emotion.
that Davion is gone, I feel stuck. I feel as if I can't move forward. I feel lost. He was the one who picked me up when I fell. He was my best friend and the only person that has stayed with me since I was born. I would like you to give Mackenzie the longest possible sentence. I've known her for
And then she's gonna give it a little side eye.
about 3 years, and as she's always taken the easy way out. You shouldn't be able to take the easy way out when it comes to murder. It's completely unfair that no matter what sentence you give her, she will be eligible for parole, while my brother will be gone forever.
She only feels sorry for herself. That's what that is. The reason that she's doing that, and then she did a little side eye, is because she realized, oh, okay, they want me to be in prison for the rest of my life. But, she's not like Corey Richins, where Corey's like, making those faces that are so obvious. She's a little more subtle, but it did hurt her to hear that. That's why she did a little side eye, in my opinion. And then she goes on and exaggerates the rest of her facial expressions. But that's because she's hearing somebody say that she should be in prison. So that's why she's now feeling that sadness, right? Now she's like, oh, what? You want me to go to prison for life? Oh. They only cry for themselves. That is crazy. Yeah, the little sister did an amazing job. It's crazy that a little sister can do a better job than a grown parent, right? A grown woman like Mackenzie's mom. Oh, let's continue.
This was not a car accident. The evidence and science proved that Mackenzie Shirilla murdered my son, Dominic, as well as Davion. There's no fix put in this case, as the Shirillas would like to proclaim. I want to thank Strongsville Police Department
and
the state of Ohio for seeking the truth behind this crash. Thanks to them, we all know what happened in that car that day. What we don't know is why. I wish I could change this every day. I lost 3 children in that crash. Not a minute goes by each day that I don't think about my son, as well as Davion. My heart is forever broken. The cries heard from the Shirilla family and friends after the verdict are nothing more than a lack of remorse. Mackenzie Shirilla had a choice. Dom and Davion did not.
Yep.
We are all left here to mourn. But what Dominic and Davion lost can never be remedied in any way or by any particular sentence. On July 31st, 2022, I called Mackenzie's mother, hysterical with the loss of my son and Davion. I knew Mackenzie was in the hospital, and the first statement said to me was, "Oh, please don't listen to what everyone's saying on Facebook." Yeah, my son is dead, his friend is dead, and I'm checking on yours. Yet social media is what's important. Social media has made a game out of the life of Mackenzie and is making a game out of this heart-wrenching tragedy. No one can imagine the pain of losing a child unless they have lost one themselves. The pain is forevermore. Time does not heal this wound. Mackenzie, going to prison because you did this. Be thankful that you're still alive and have a future, whatever that may be. Dom and Davion were robbed of their futures, their hopes, and their dreams. Mackenzie showed no mercy on Dominic, nor did she on Davion. Only God at this time can have mercy on her soul. Thank you.
They were so young. They had their whole lives ahead of him or ahead of them. And then what the mom said too, it's so true. She had a choice. They didn't. They were passengers in her vehicle. She was the driver. There was nothing they could do. I can only imagine the fear that they felt knowing that this psycho person was behind the wheel of a car. Oh my God.
The reality. That's the reality. And those families in that moment now, they need to live the rest of their lives, and that never goes away. That never goes away.
Of course not.
They can hope for justice, but they can never, ever get any sense of closure.
Of course not.
In the beginning of this episode, I talked about, was justice served here? Was this just a prosecution fueled by the outrage of social media, or was there actual evidence? Yes, there was actual evidence.
Yep.
So the verdict justified. But the question of whether or not justice was served, that's not going to be answered for quite some time. That's because she's going to be eligible for parole.
Oh.
And does she get out after serving just 15 years for taking 2 lives? I think that's the point where maybe we can begin to answer the question about whether or not justice was served in this case. I'm Vinny Politan. Thank you so much for watching.
That's a good point. Did justice get served? If she's eligible for parole in 15 years, did justice actually get served? I mean, we can only hope that she doesn't get out, right? That's the best that we can hope for, is that she doesn't get out. It seems that the judge is also under the belief that she won't be able to get out after 15 years. So hopefully she doesn't get out, because I don't really see her growing in prison. No. I saw in the chat somebody said earlier that she's getting in trouble in prison. Yeah, that's because she is. I don't see her actually ever growing up. There's no way. No. But you guys let me know what you think. Somebody got the answer earlier. Yeah, it's Trailer Park Boys. If you guys don't know, Trailer Park Boys is amazing show. It's a Canadian show. It's awesome. It's like a mockumentary type. It's very funny. But yeah, that is where I got the term "the shit apple doesn't fall far from the shit tree." And what we saw here is a parent, Natalie, having completely zero remorse herself. And I think this is why we're talking about this, is because of the terrible job that the parents did. I mean, I think we can see it here, especially because she's 17. She was 17 at the time of the crash. And we still see that this mother, including the dad, they're still very much behind her back, or they still have her back, and they still believe that she's innocent, that this was all an accident. It's so crazy. And this is why we're having these issues. I think that every time that we look into any one of these cases, especially Chris Watts, we look at the narcissism in the family dynamic. And I think that in this case in particular, it's very clear, very, very clear, that a lot of it had to do with the parenting. And so, although we can't put all of the blame on the parents, of course, right? Because it was Mackenzie who did it. But they still, in my opinion, they still should have been held liable for something at least. She was 17. She was a minor. So why couldn't they hold the parents to something? And what would they hold them to? That's the question that I just, I have that question myself. I wonder, if they were to hold the parents accountable, what would they even hold them on? I don't know, right? I'm not in legal, but you guys let me know. Yeah, I love Trailer Park Boys. Yes. It's great. It's a great show, but yes, it's so funny. I love it. But yeah, that is all I have for you guys today. Yeah, let me know what you thought about this case, and yeah, let me know. Let me know if you want to keep doing deep dives on this one. We have a lot of other videos that we can watch and listen to, especially the prison phone calls, which are absolutely insane. Or we can go down all of those, and then we can also watch, yeah, bits and pieces here of her interview with Netflix, which we would have to do in a weird way so that Netflix can't be like, "Meh, that's mine." Because in this case, it actually is theirs. So, yeah, you guys, thank you so much for joining today's live stream. Thank you so much for joining me on this new case. I'm so excited. I really love you guys joining in on new cases and learning together because, again, I am not all that, familiar with this case just yet, but I do love jumping in and talking about it with you all, especially so many of you who know the details of the case. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And there will be news. So there are going to be a few changes to the channel because there are big things coming in the very, very, very near future. So you'll see, I'm going to make a few posts here. So we're going to be changing our live stream times and days around. Not anything major. It's just I need the weekends off now for a major, major project that is going to be dropping on Rabbit Hole Rocks. And I will let you know all the details once everything is written down and I have everything. And then we can launch the news to everybody. So my members know, they have an idea. But yeah, very excited for upcoming projects, very, very big projects on this channel. So thank you all so much. I appreciate my members. I appreciate my supporters, my subscribers, and special thanks to my mods. Thank you so much. I love you all. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Thank you so much. And I appreciate all the super chats. Thank you all. Bye. Or actually, hold on, before we go, did I miss any? I just want to make sure I didn't miss any. Oh, I did. I missed one. Tiger, thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. I missed that last one there. And then, oh, Ratitude and Lucky sent me the jewels. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. I did not see those. Sorry if I missed them. But see you guys. Take care. I'll see you on Thursday.